Hello everybody and welcome back to Starship Evo, where, look at this beauty. Look at my beautiful ship, it's so nice. And so yeah, we've got, if you remember from last time, it's been a week since I recorded this, by the way. I don't think things are purple enough in here. It's how I ended the last episode and it's how I'll start this one. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, we got this all done. We got the power wall done, which I absolutely love. You know, we could do this as well to the power wall. I'm going to do this before we start proper. So what I'm going to be doing today, So we are going to have to fight a pirate. It's coming up pretty soon. I can't really put it off much longer, to be honest. So we're gonna need something, and I'll probably bring out my book in a minute. And I'll just make sure there's nothing else we need to do first. We're gonna need something to fight that pirate with. The other thing that we could do is go and check out a space station. I don't think we've done that yet. Sure, this is nice and purple and the correct color. Nothing should ever not be purple in my world. Okay, so one of the other things that I think I might want to do, obviously we've got this tasty blast door here that takes us out to our, because this is kind of like, this is my base at this point, you know, it really is. It's my beautiful, wonderful mobile base. It does need a bit more shaping. I've shaped it a bit though. Like, we've done a bit of shaping. Oh, one thing I really wanted to do. Yeah. I've got a little idea of a thing I want to do. I'm just actually gonna, is the oxygen on at the moment? Is it on leak or, oh, it's off. Brilliant. So I can just leave all the doors open and that's absolutely fine. But, oh, I forgot what I was doing. Oh no. There was something I wanted. Oh yeah, solar panels. As soon as I saw them, I was like, yes, that's what I need to do. Also, has this got enough solar panels now? I think it could do with more. This wants a whole little revamp, and I want to do a little revamp on it so that it can have a bit of airtightness in space. So I might need to pop some like oxygen onto it and stuff like that so that I can mine to my heart's content and to my heart's desire, or whatever you want to call it. My collector under there, in case you didn't remember. So there's room along the sides there actually to put an oxygen tank, because at the moment it lands on those 2 feet at the back and on the actual collector itself. Honestly, I probably need something to help it land a bit. I mean, at the moment I am using and abusing the docking anchors, the construction anchors, like hugely, so I don't have to like land anything, but I would like to try and get away from those and put proper landing gears and things on so that we can properly land without having to necessarily dock. So I've managed to like just about, we're doing it without a camera at the moment. We've managed to just about get to a point where we can dock. I do feel like I might need a little bit more of an extension on the landing pad there, and I would like eventually to turn it into a properly enclosed docking area. Maybe even make it much bigger. I'm not really sure, and I might even want to make some sort of fighter jet as well. So we've got quite a shopping list of things to do. Huge shopping list, actually. So to start with, then, I think I want to see what we've got in here in terms of iron and things like that. So we've got 40 iron in there. In here, this is like my spare building mats bits. I do want to put these away, probably. We've got 45 pieces of hull, 38 tile wedges, I would like, and also for the front here as well, I would like a lot more. I forget what it's called, of the one that goes over. I'll know when I see it. Okay, shh. Not played in a while. Second channel has to, like, basically my rule on recording for the second channel is if the first channel hasn't been, the main hasn't been recorded for, second doesn't get a look in. So, you know, there might be gaps sometimes, and then there'll be times where I record absolutely tons. And that's really good, because, like, there's going to be days where I can record tons and days where I can't, but serial content is brilliant for that sort of recording batch. It's like a cockpit or something. What's it called? Canopy. Of course it is. Make me 10. And you also make me 10. I don't know how many I'm going to want, so probably for the big ship quite a lot, for the smaller ship not so much. Maybe you also make me 10. Just so we make sure we've got enough. We've got a bit of hull. Everything functional that I need on here is on here, with the exception of life support and oxygen tanks. So let's just try and make some of that. So let's start with life support. And then I'm going to go with tanks. Now, I had some glass tanks actually left over. Maybe I could just use those. I've got like 5 blocks worth of transparent tank and transparent pipe. Oh, transparent pipe is no good. I've also got leftover tank in general and leftover piping. Not that I actually need piping for oxygen tanks, because we just use these. We just use, like, for a small ship like that, you just throw some tanks on. And so I definitely think we want a bit of a redesign of the miner. Where are all my hull blocks? They're all my ores. Oh, I've got loads and loads and loads and loads of silicon and loads and loads and loads. And obviously this is probably stalled again, because it loves stalling. It's its favorite thing to do. It's the one downside to putting an arc furnace on a moving structure, seemingly. But like I say, the pro of that, of having it with you at all times, is huge. So I don't mind. Got 120 canopy there. Right, lovely. Let's see what we want to do with this ship then. So it's actually in quite a good place to build here, because you can get kind of slightly underneath it to dock. I'm scared to undock it. That's actually the reason why. Shh. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's rotate it. So if I make it big like this, oops. If I make it big like this, oh, that's up in the sky. No, we don't want that. Up in the sky is no good. We need it down there, going over. It's not gonna let me do it, is it? Oh, there we are. Okay. Let's go back by 1. Up and across and up. What's wrong with it? Why won't it let me do it? Is it because it's overlapping the batteries? It is indeed because it's overlapping the batteries. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do, I'm gonna have to take these weeny little rubbish thrusters off that absolutely suck and put them somewhere else. And then we're going to need to put a little bit of hull. And let me go get some hull if I can find where I put it. It's here. Right. I'm going to get some hull and we're going to put it along here just to give myself a bit of extra space. So we're going to want to go for the second largest block. Do You know what would look actually a lot nicer than that would be if I went for a triangle and we just went like this with it. And that would be enough for my little hull piece to, my little canopy to sit on. I'm gonna need, at some point I'm gonna need to put a door on here. I think I'm gonna take the solar panels off so I can play around with that a little bit more. And I'm also gonna take these thrusters off the back. I'll put them back on, don't worry. Maybe I'll remember. But I think at the moment we just want to get this. Why is that not straight? Grr. It needs to be like this. Actually, no, it doesn't. It needs to be upside down like this. That's better. So then we've got like more of a place to start the canopy from. And then do we want to go like a little bit? I think it'd still be airtight if we just pulled the... Just did this. Pulled it forward a little bit more around these mining turrets. Let's see what we can do. So I can do like a basic kind of thing like this. That looks rather... Nope. I started there. Nope. Just doesn't want me to do it. How far forward do I need to go? This far forward. That's fine then. That's what we'll do, isn't it? And we'll go up this high. I don't know, making it up as I go along. So then we're going to want something underneath, like one more block forward. That. And like that. It's a bit of a chunky boy width ways again. And that seems to happen anytime I try and make anything airtight. It just seems to be the way it goes. I'm hoping that the stuff in front there... Let's see how well we can see out of this. Pretty well. I don't know if it needs to be higher than that in terms of height, in terms of me getting in and walking about. If it does, I'll have to redo it, I guess. But at least I managed to get it to work. Okay, let's get out of the seat and see how much. No. Cancel. That's great and all. But can you let me out the blinking seat? Wait. It's just giving me like... Oh, here we are. Exit control. Of course it is. I was just panicking there. Right. Sheila, panic never. Never would Sheila panic ever. So I want to have a little bit of like sideways visibility. So we're going to go to the other type of canopy. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to stretch it up. Stretch it that way. Stretch it up one. Come on. Do what I want you to do. I can't tell which one is that one. So we've got that there, and I want to just come down. I want to turn my jetpack off and clipping off and everything like that. And I want to see if this is walkable even slightly. Okay. In order to make this somewhere I can get into, just enough to basically fly it, what I'm going to want to do is pop a couple of blast doors on the top. I know, elegant solution, right? So let's make some blast doors. 2 should be ample, I would imagine, for this. And I'm just going to want to make myself, make sure it's actually making them. Yeah, it is. I just want to make myself a hatch right above the seat, and then I can just literally go seat, and I'm in the seat. And I don't have to worry about walking to the seat. It doesn't have to be big like this. I've got this whole massive cab just so I can walk around the seat. You don't want that in a tiny little bitty little mining ship. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Is the life support ready yet? Let's have a look. It is indeed. Do we have a switch? We are apparently out of switches right now. Okay, cool. Give me some switches. I just love like being at the point where I have everything I need. It's so good. And a couple of these makers. Oh, no. What did I do this time? Okay. What did Sheila do this time? Who knows? So I want this kind of here above the door. Now, can I make these smaller at all? No, I cannot. So we have it back there. Open the blast door. We go in the seat like that. And then we come out the seat. If we can. And we go up through the blast door. That is so... Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, and then what you could do if you wanted to is turn these on their side along here or something. I don't really know what you would do actually. Right, my life support. Do I got room for that? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I left one tiny bit of room for life support. But maybe I should have done and then switch. This is so compact for what it is anyway. Laughing. All right, so then I want the switch to go. Yeah, that's where I want it to go, like right opposite its friend there that turns on and off the construction anchor. Then I need a link. So I can turn it on or off. Wonderful. And somewhere around here, we're going to need a tank or two that'll have some oxygen in it. So I'm kind of actually thinking... Oh, really? No? What if I did it right to the side there? Yeah. Oh, I didn't measure how long that was. Okay, and then we want that one. They're the same length. I actually think they might be. Yeah, I think they are. Cool. Now get some oxygen. And then I'm going to tell them... I don't know how many liters they'll hold, actually, but... enough for a bit of a mining expedition. That's all we really want, isn't it? And then I want to tell these tanks that they're going to hold oxygen, and I want to tell them that they are going to provide to the life support. You are going to have oxygen, and you are going to provide to the life support. Wonderful. I'm going to put these back because I don't need them. All right, so we're going to go with 200 oxygen in there. I need to make sure the life support's off, actually, or it'll be leaking out everywhere. Yeah, it's off. Cool. All right, let's fill them up. Wrong tank. That's the tank on my ship. Oh, actually, it holds quite a bit. Okay, more than I thought. And if I want to fill this up, I could just fill it up with the oxygen from down here. And this oxygen tank here will always hold 9,000 liters. If you're on an oxygenated planet, it's just going to instantly fill itself back up. Remember, the fluid harvester just has to have all. And it'll just harvest oxygen from your environment if you're on an oxygenated planet. I've seen some people doing like things like making their very own. So I think it's just pulling right now. It's like, you messed with my tank. I need to pull more oxygen in. But things like putting electrolyzers on the ship, and it's like, that is just so not necessary at all. But if it's something you want to do, absolutely do it. But like, definitely, if you want simplicity, tank to a fluid harvester, tank to a fluid harvester, make the tank big and beefy and chonky. I thought last time I had increased the size of the hydrogen tank, but I had not. Oh, you know what I did? I made loads of tanks and we were going to go to space and do it there, weren't we? We were going to increase the capacity on the hydrogen tank, which at the moment is only holding 3,000 liters. I don't think it's full though, because it's the same size as that one, or it's actually bigger, isn't it? So I think it's meant to hold a lot more. But I didn't want to take away my hydrogen tank to extend it when I wasn't in a place where hydrogen could be replaced. So that's absolutely fine. This is so janky. This door. I don't know what I'm going to do to make that door look better, but maybe I just won't for now. Because I don't think there's any other kind of door, is there? Like, maybe? Let's just have a look here. Door. It is our only door. So on a small ship, it just doesn't look very good, does it? Because it's massive and I don't seem to be able to resize it. So I'm left with that. Oh, no, I think there's one thing I can do. Hang on a second. Hang on, hang on. There is one thing I might be able to do with it. Let me take it off, please. Yeah. So one thing I might be able to do with it, if I can ever find it, where's it gone? There it is. It's got a second. Yes, it has a hatch mode. It has hatch mode. That's what we want. That's my boy. That's so much better. Trapdoor. So I can get in via that trapdoor if I want to. Well, actually, it will be the only way in, so I will have to. But then I can just go into seat, out of seat, close my trapdoor. Easy. Okay, nice. Let's make some more hull. Because it was looking terrible with a blast door there. Trapdoor is for the win. It's lovely. I like it a lot. I'm gonna maybe make the roof a bit thinner. So we might make that out of the really tiny, teeny, 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 tiny blocks. And then as ever with attaching onto these canopies, probably need something to... Come on, you. Nope, 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 nope. It's just not working. Okay, let's just try this. That isn't looking very central. I might need to adjust now I know kind of where everything is sitting. So we're just trying to keep that flush with where the canopy is. That might be why, because the canopy is like a half block or something. It's only a minor. It doesn't exactly need massive armored walls, does it? Okay. Why are you red? Not sure why that didn't work. Oh. Right, I made that too tall. I used to be up to the... Alright, okay. Bye-bye, that one. Just needs to be up to there. And then I'll work on how to connect them in a minute. So a bit like that. Then I'm going to need something to kind of... I don't think triangles are quite going to do it. So... what I feel we might actually need to do... That hatch just isn't right for the what we're trying to do here. I don't think we can go any less than that, can we? Might have to stay like that. Trying to work out if we can pull by... No, we can't even pull like that. Okay. No, it might just have to be that that's the way it is. I mean, I can cope with that. Hope you can. There's really nothing more I can do. I've managed to get myself into a point where there's actually a half block of the smallest block. So I can't go down a block size to fill that in. It's too teeny. This thing is absolutely minuscule. That's kind of what we want. And I could maybe like try and do something fancy on the back. Don't know. If you could do it that way around, that'd be amazing. That'd be so fun. Do like... Oh, it probably won't ever connect, will it? I've got to be careful with what I do here. I might not be able to be as fancy as I want. Okay, let's just plug it at the back there. And then I could maybe do some kind of cool... Okay, so what we're going to do... Out by 3, and we're going out by... Just on the edge of that purple one, is it? No, it's halfway across. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna put like a thing on the back like that. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to make it not look like a total box. No, I think we want to come out 4 or 5 actually. It's a bit bigger than that. Let's add 2 more. Okay, let's go from here. has wings. You can maybe do something cute with the solar panels there, but honestly, we've got loads of space for solar panels now. In fact, I'm going to give it more because I've got room. May as well, like. May as well. Got any? Oh, we've got plenty of spares, actually. I think I was going to use them for the ship, but actually the ship's kind of doing okay. So why don't we take 4? And we've got 6 total. That should give it quite a nice boost of power. And as per Bloomin' usual. Oh, well, that's something that could help me hide this, though, isn't it? So what I could do is overhang this. And then I might be able to attach the solars to it. Let's see if I can. Space bus. It's a mining ship, okay? It's not meant to be pretty. I'll totally make the... actually, I can't promise that. I was like, I'll totally make the fighting ship pretty. A, I haven't decided whether I'm making it yet. And B, I can't promise you it's going to be pretty. Get down a little bit. And just... oh. You done it wrong. Thought I had. Need to start from this side. Just so it'll be symmetrical. I could build with symmetry on. I so totally could. Ah, really? Fine. Don't have any overhang there either. I'm not sure whether there'll be a tiny leak there. I don't think there will be though, actually. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. So, tiny baby mining ship is kind of go. Let's paint it purple in the colors of our fleet. And then maybe, just maybe, I'm going to do the trapdoor black and everything around it purple. Purple tail fins. One day I'll learn to make pretty ships. Today is not that day. In fact, if I'm going to have the solar panels purple, I could just go with black behind them. I do think that gives more of a contrast. And then we're going to obviously have these black. Those purple, which they were to start with. Down here, black. Sometimes just a paint job, honestly, makes a ship that wasn't that pretty into a bit of a prettier ship. But this ship is very, very... it's a very tight little build. And it really could do with being just a bit longer because it's just so, like, bulky width-wise. And mostly just get the batteries in and things. It could have been a bit sleeker. Right, so the next thing I need to do, I think I'm going to need to turn the life support on. Oh, this might be an issue. I may need to move that switch. Because I might need... Yeah, I'm going to need to move the switch. Reason being, I may need to turn the life support on. And the life support itself may need to move. Yeah, okay, that's all going to have to move. I'm just not going to be able to see to make sure it's on. And that's going to bug me. So let's take that off and take that off. I'm actually going to go into no clip for this because it's going to be the only way I'll be able to physically do it. I should have thought of this before. That's my own fault. So the life support I would like there. And then the switch for the life support can go next to the switch for the collector. How did I even make the switch like that? They're two different switches. Is there like a switch that is flat to the wall? Oh yeah, there is indeed. That's a lot easier. I just have to remember one is O2, one is life support. So if we just shut the trapdoor and turn it on. Oh, linking it would be a good idea, actually. So if we turn that on. O2 rising. Should do it. O2 nominal. So yeah, we have oxygen. Beautiful. That's one good thing about no clip is you can just do little bits and bobs like that if you get yourself in a bit of a bind, honestly. I quite like it. Okay, now we need some big ass thrusters. Back on here. So how about backward thruster, backward thruster. Oh. I want to make this boy some better thrusters. Come on. Thrusters are rubbish on here right now. Like, make a few. We can never have too many thrusters. Why? Why is there no arc furnace here? All of a sudden. Where did it go? I'm extremely confused. What's going on? Now you made me break my floor. I might have to do a little restart here. Okay, so I'm back and I gave it all a little restart and everything. But it's just not there anymore. At least it's not trying to show up like it was before. So I think what I will need to quickly do is make another quick arc furnace. And then we'll just pretend it never happened. Like we do with a lot of things in this game. In the meantime, I could like fuel up the engines with a bit of oxygen. The tanks with a bit of oxygen. See how much it'll hold. I think that's its max, so 875 each. That's a really good amount of oxygen, actually. Super happy with that. Let's pop down here and fill these up again. And obviously that will just replace itself. And that's also 875. So we've got 1600 oxygen just in the tiny mining ship. Oh, okay. I guess we're stuck with that 125 litre bottle of oxygen there. Just because we are. Maybe I should fill them all up, actually. Thinking about it. There we are. it'll fill itself back up, and then I've got spares for the ship if I need to before I have to start taking from my base once we're up in the sky. Yeah, I cannot absolutely believe that the arc furnace just disappeared. I know we've been having some trouble with it lately. I know I've been a bit mean to it lately. Maybe it flew away because I was being so mean to it, but yeah. Where did you go? I'm thinking maybe like I kind of did it get knocked on the ground or something? Like, did I accidentally, when I was messing around with this, trying to get it to work, did I accidentally reach through there and right click and get rid of it? Must have been something like that, huh? Oh well, nothing I can't fix. So what are you up to at the moment? You're making me thrusters. Nice. Yeah, well that'll do. I'll make some nice extra thrusters for the main ship actually as well. Okay, so on this ship here, on the mining ship, we only wanted them sort of this size, didn't we? I don't know, is it normal to have them kind of this side of the fins? Maybe I should have had fins like further in or something. Oh, who cares? Not me. Not me. I don't even put my thrusters on straight. I actually think I like the slightly lower down one. Yeah, okay. And then we need some sideways-y thrusters. And I honestly think, actually, that might not be... What? Yeah. That'd be a good place to mount thrusters from, this. I'll just make sure they're kind of level. Which they do seem to be. That's somewhere where actually using symmetry would count and would matter, but I'm terrible at remembering to use it. Maybe they should come up a bit actually, because they are not like attached to the wing part properly. Does that look a little bit off? Maybe. Maybe they should be like up as far as that. Yeah, that's not bad. And then just somewhere maybe underneath or something, I could have a couple of blocky kind of upward thrusters. I don't know where I want to put them though. This is getting quite... This is the thing, I swear, as soon as you make something airtight, like that, I think. Boop, boop. Oh, it's still got those ones too. Those ones aren't needed, I don't think. Yeah, we've got bigger ones now. We don't need those. They just look silly. They don't look like big enough for the ship, honestly. And they probably aren't big enough for the ship. So that's what we're going with. For my little miner. And I think that that will be fine. I want it basically to be as compact as possible, because it has to fit in all those little tiny spaces where you can't fit like a bigger ship. So I didn't want to make it too much. I've had to make it like one wider in each direction than it was when it was just a little platform, but I don't think I've done too much to make it too much bigger. So let's get in and just see how the visibility is in it. Oh, it's nice. You can see better in this than you can in my other ship. Good. Yeah, that seems absolutely perfect for what I need it for. And it can just sit on its little dock back there and be quite happy. Right, let's see about kind of thrusters and things we have on here. I am considering taking this one off. Because of how much the capacitors are sticking out, I'm thinking of making this stick out a bit more. Just to fit in a bit, I suppose. So I am thinking that for sideways, have a couple like that. And then I would like a couple of downward ones. They could go underneath. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put them underneath. Really? I'm out already? That sucks. I need 16 for each one, you see. See, this is the thing. Make me more. Have you made my arc furnace yet? Oh, it's out of something. Iron. Darn. But we did make the arc furnace. Okay, cool. So that's how we'll make more iron. I might need to go and take my mining. Don't be annoying now. I need to repair it with the repair tool? What? It got damaged? How? Okay, well, that's what happened to it then. It somehow got damaged. Apparently. It was there the whole time. Well, I guess we have a spare then, which never hurts. That's why it was showing green. How weird. How very, very weird. All right, I think it's time for a test flight on the old miner there. I'm gonna put some of these things away because I think we're gonna want to get some more iron. Those can go away at some point, but oh well. Right, do I want to just move to somewhere better than this for iron? Probably. Oh, okay, that's now fully repaired. Why did it take damage? I have no idea what happened there. Oh no, I hate it when I do this. When I forget to sit in my seat first. Okay. So let's do a bit of a V and just see what we can see in terms of iron, but this is just not a very good iron area. So I just want to move to somewhere that has more iron around. And this is the nice thing about having a floating mobile base, is that you can just like move around to where the raw resources are rather than having to go out and then bring the resources back to yourselves. Copper, cobalt. There's a big iron vein over there. Hydrogen is absolutely diabolical though. I really need to sort that out. I'm wondering whether to go to space and top my hydrogen up and do my hydrogen tanks, but I'll need iron for that anyway. So I'm gonna say no for now. I think we do have enough to get into space anyway. Then I'm going to get into my miner. Now then, I'm assuming that I can still close the trapdoor, which I can, yes. Then we don't need life support on at the moment because we're not in the atmosphere. Well, sorry, we are in an atmosphere, we're not in the middle of space, and we do have oxygen. So let's undock. Let's even out. Ooh, we fly nicely now with our new thrusters, huh? All right. This iron vein over here is ours for the taking. So that's what I'll mostly do, is I'll move the base around. It's got big fuel reserves. And we'll just go and do a big old iron mining sesh. Now, generally what I like to do is to mine it first, then turn the collector on and do a bit of collecting. I have to get every tiny bit, but the bigger I can make the hole, the easier it's going to be for me to get the ship down into there to collect everything out. So especially if I can get these bits that are like kind of in the way as well. All right, I think that's good. So middle click, turn on the collector, and it's nice that it's got life support and collector on there labels, because I can't really put labels on it myself. Just gonna let the collector do its thing. There's only gonna be so much it can take, and also there's only so much it can take at a time. It doesn't have the big pipes. I couldn't fit them on this ship. So the big clump of stuff that I've mined will be coming up into the collector for a minute. And when you stop hearing the banging, then that means it's done. How is it now? It's getting there. It might be full at this point. So I'm going to turn the collector off. I'm going to stop flying. I'm going to get out of my seat. Which apparently throws me through the trapdoor without me opening the trapdoor. So maybe I need to remember to open that before I get out of my seat. I don't know. So then if I have a look under here, I did manage to take most of it, which is great. And we have 293 iron without having to have done too much, which is great. Okay. A tiny bit we didn't manage to get, but why should you get every tiny bit of iron? That'll last us a minute. I won't bother closing the door, actually, because why should I? We're not airtight right now anyway. Okay, so now we've got to dock this thing back on, which can be quite amusing. Actually, that might be a reason to shut the door. Just in case it rolls. Then we come in like this. Pull the nose up as much as we can. Try and get it as close as we can to the docking port. No, no. Why would you do that just as I'm trying to do something really... Let's go back. Basically trying to do something really, really concentration heavy, and it's like, no, you must... I pressed tab by accident then as well. No, you must do an oxygen emergency. I go, no. Well, that's your fault. I'm trying to dock here. Go away. This is precision maneuvering we're doing here. All right, I'm going to try and dock from here. Oh. No, don't want to I want to target my spaceship. Thank you. Press docking. Go on, do it. Do it first time. Go on, dock. Yeah, I think it's doing it. Yes. Very nice. But yeah, you got to be so specific about it. Okay, so get under here. Open the collector. No, don't want that. Where can I get to my... There, storage unit. And I want to take the iron and all the stone out. Throw it in. My backpack is overloaded 1000%. Now, if I was smart, and I might be in the future, I would have conveyors going under the ship that went then back into the arc furnace. But I'm a little bit shy of room to do that. Okay, let's just take you out. Yeah, where did I get scrap from? One thing I should do now is to give my ship a little save. So my miner actually could do with a save as well. Just going to jump in the ship's seat here so that I change entity. And save that as well, because everything's had a little bit done to it since last time. So yeah, I might want to put maybe some light blocks or something on the front of there, or do... I don't know, there might be a couple of things I want to do, but to be honest, I'm pretty happy with it. A couple of blocks down there that could do with a bit of sprucing up. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice little miner ship. Aren't you lovely? I shall name you Stubby. I shall name everything I build Stubby. It basically is. Well, I don't know. This ship is starting to become more like a long, thin sort of pencil or something. But let's see how it's going with the thrusters. I want this ship to be nice and like maneuverable and stuff. I need a little bit of iron in there before it'll start making me any more thrusters, because obviously we'd run out. There we are, starting again. I'm not sure whether to let the furnace do its thing a bit more before I start flying, but my next thing I definitely want to be doing is getting myself out to a hydrogen cloud. So we've saved everything up. Yeah, I want to fuel this ship up. I want to fuel it up. So I'm thinking to myself, we'll shut the doors. That's nicely docked in. And like docking is getting easier, but it's just a little bit difficult. And like I actually do find it easier in first person than I do in third person. It might be easier to see in third person, but it's certainly not easier to drive. So I think I'm almost better just not knowing where I'm going to a certain extent. Okay, so just letting the docking happen. But there's always a chance it'll roll. But if it rolls, then I just start the docking procedure again. I just get my ship out of there and I just start again. And that seems to work well. All right, so yeah, the hydrogen's really low and I want to go to a hydrogen cloud to try and get that sorted. But I'm not sure whether I should leave the furnace going while that's happening. I don't know if that's what's caused it damage and stuff. Same with the thrusters being made on the assembler. Ah, you know what? Dr. Pepper, what's the worst that can happen? Did I forget to paint something purple? That's the worst that can happen. Right. Let's go to space. I would help you, but I don't want to. I'm so bad. Gas cloud. Target. Oops. Auto. Autopilot to location. We are upside down. Please don't hit the hills. We are on our way really fast to the gas cloud. I do want to work on the main ship a little bit. But I can do that just as easily in space as I can on the ground, as long as I've got the raw materials. And like I say, I just got myself another 300 iron, so should be all right. So the next thing I'm going to need is weapons. So that's going to be a whole new chapter. So we're going to have to go somewhere to find the stuff for weapons. And probably the place for that would be a moon. Really, we got to go the whole way around the planet before we can like actually get around to this gas. I was probably on the other side of the planet to the gas cloud, wasn't I? But let's just hope. Oh no, now we're turning around. Nice. And now we're going into proper orbit. We're going through the rings, I think, or something. I hope we're aligning in some way here, because I don't know, otherwise I'm just giving everyone motion sickness for no apparent reason. We need to go towards the sun, okay? I might take it out of autopilot before you all like throw up or something. Okay, so we're supposed to be going over here. Why did we go out of light cruise? Come on. That's more sensible. I think sometimes when you autopilot and you're just too close to a planet, it just doesn't like it. So we'll just go manual. Light cruise engine is responding way better now. But I think that might be part of the cause of our hydrogen depletion. So the next thing we need to do, once we get into the cloud, I'm going to completely rip off all the tanks and I'm going to replace them while there's a possibility of us actually being able to recharge the hydrogen. I did the same with the... that's why I ripped off the oxygen in an oxygen atmosphere. It just makes more sense. We got almost 70 kilometers a second there. It's pretty good going for a ship of this size. Obviously, we're passing the sun, so that's interfering with our gravity or whatever a little bit, so we're not able to go quite as fast. So the pull of all the planets, all the suns and everything just slows you right down. I feel like I'm in a real spaceship right now because it's gone dark while I've been playing this. And so now it feels like really spacey and like dark inside. I don't know. I'm sure if I was in a spaceship, I'd have lights on, but maybe not. Maybe it's like in a car when, you know, you're banned from turning on the interior lights. not too far away now. 400 kilometers. I think the hydrogen will last. I didn't want to keep just pulsing away the hydrogen and then not, but obviously the ship needs a bigger tank than it has. So this tank refit is definitely needed. Oh, here they are. Here they are. I'll come out of light cruise in a second then. Boom. Are we in it? I'll soon know because my hydrogen will start going up. Yeah, we're in it. You can see it ticking up. Right, so this is how we refuel. Normally, I wouldn't even have to get out of the ship to do it. And that's why I designed it the way I did. But we're not going to do that. So I am actually going to get out of my seat. I'm going to just quickly... We did that whole thing without life support again. So I'm going to quickly just give that a pulse. So I've got full oxygen in my suit at least. And then we're gonna head out here and we're gonna play around with the tanks. It would help if I had actual tanks. So I've got 28 more. I imagine that could quite happily make that quite a bit bigger. So we're just gonna take the whole tank off. I think I may actually need to take the whole collector off as well and move that back too. So let's just do it. Shouldn't need to move anything else. I should just try and make it the same width and everything, but there. So if I start it here and put it into pull, and I pull it as far as I can with the amount I've got. Just 39 there. I think we want to go one less than that. I want to go with 36. Get the fluid collector. Pop it next to its friend. And then we want to get that connected. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. That is a lovely connection. Okay, let's see how big this is. It's connected. It's volume stored 866 hydrogen. 15. Keep an eye on my own oxygen. Paint all of this black as well. Everything under the ship, I feel like it's better if it's black. So if I want any other little storage tanks or anything like that under there, that should be fine. 3,000. It might take a bit to fully fill up because it's a lot I'm asking of it. The other thing I could do if I wanted was to maybe I could pop a fluid harvester or two down here and have them sort of contributing as well. 6,000. How much is 6? Oh, you know something I'm going to need to do as well. I'm going to cheat and go into no clip again for this. I told you I like to do that for linking. Linking's an absolute pain in the butt if you have to go through all the doors. Alright, so now I should be able to see. So we're about a quarter tank at the moment. And a quarter tank is 9,000. So I think this tank is going to be somewhere around 35 to 40,000. I should keep this ship going a while. Wonder how my thrusters and stuff are doing. We can sit here for a bit. Just make sure my jetpack is off. My jetpack is actually on. You're stranded in space. Switch your locomotion mode to... Okay, fine. It wants me to turn my jetpack on because I'm basically stranded in space right now. I can't get through my door. Didn't realize this would be a problem. So that's something I need no clip for. Ugh, really? I'll deactivate it. So basically I'm at the moment, I should have been sort of, it's on, is it? No, it's off. I should have been sort of aligned, and somehow, somewhere out in space, I unaligned myself. So you should always be aligned to your ship and your ship's doors and everything. Wonder if I need to put a hatch on the top of that. How am I doing for energy right now? Quite poorly, actually. So I could maybe do with making another few solar panels. Just to replace the ones I used on the other ship. Now, please don't tell me we're missing wood, because I'll cry. We're getting low on it, to be fair. I'll have to go back to the planet and get more wood. 32 thrusters now. I should be able to do a little bit of stuff with the thrusters. Oxygen's at half. And what I wanted to do is to put, I wanted to put thrusters kind of here, here, under there, and under there. And then sort of kind of box them in a bit and make them look a bit prettier. Possibly do something with the side of this. Not sure quite what yet. So I want that off. I want that off. To get a little bit of hull. Did I apparently put that away? Yes. Little bit of hull, just a tiny bit. And then I want to put a square bit of hull in there. Then I want to put thrusters there. And the downward thrusters there. And I want to have the same on the other side. And then I want to have a second thruster there, and I want to lengthen these thrusters out as well. And then if I need more maneuverability, I can add, I could go up to 4 and up to 4. But we've only got, oh, we're just missing 1, so we just need 16 more. Ask for 4 there. Need a lot of copper spool and things. What are we missing? We've got to be missing something, right? So I've got copper, silver, gold. Oh, it is iron. Okay. Iron should be... Yeah, I think we'll be okay for iron. For a little tiny bit. There we are. I like the interior of this ship. It feels nice to walk around in. Could even be bigger though, if I wanted. I did want to do something with the canopy here, didn't I? It's gonna mean like taking half the ship apart, I swear. Maybe I don't need it to be like too much at the moment. I need good visibility on, like, if I'm making this into a fighting ship or something, maybe. But I ideally don't want to fight. Hydrogen tank's full. Let's go see how much that actually holds. Scientific interest there, you know. It's 36k. I thought it'd be somewhere between 35 and 40. 36,000. And the oxygen is 9,000. So, yeah, we should be able to go for quite a while on that. Let's make these purple. Make these purple. Everything fit. Then we'll go get a gulp of oxygen because it's nearly gone, isn't it? Let's see. Turn it on, turn it on. Turn on the oxygen. I like the fact that even if you had a leak, as long as you can get it to do O2 rising, it's kind of okay. We'll at least give you some air. I want to use the med bay and scan myself, because I haven't done it in a while, and I just wonder if maybe that would be a problem if I didn't. Okay, so power-wise, doing pretty terrible. Oh yeah, I've got the arc furnace running. Of course, we're doing terribly. She-Lab. It's made a couple of the solar panels I want, so that's nice. Maybe that's my next job then, isn't it? Like, put solar panels on. Move them maybe to the sides. I don't know. Maybe point my ship towards the sun, so the roof is up towards the sun. They might not be very good. Oh yeah, at the moment it's behind us. So these panels are not going to be getting much at all. Their efficiency is 10%. And that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking of actually moving these onto the sides. Boom. It also would allow me to shape down into the hull in a really nice, like, triangular way. I love triangles and shaping things in triangles. It's my favorite thing. Probably get rid of that little crossbar there. And replace that with a triangle. Obviously, we need to seal this up, don't we? So. Right, so we're going to go across here. I'm going to... Actually, I'm not going to do anything more right now in terms of shaping. I want the functional parts of the ships to work before I shape things. Gonna do one of these. Gonna do one of these. Got 35 solar panels total. I would like 36 so we can have 18 on each side. Do I have the final one done? Yes. Nice. So I want to keep going until there's 18 left. Again, we're just going to go down the side like this. That is 12, okay? So let's go out to 9 and then down by 3. But there's like plenty of room to make those solar panels a lot larger. Oh. Huh. Do I not have them on the biggest size? Oh, yeah. That's better. That's 18. Oh, did I go right out or did I give it a bit of an overhang? I gave it a bit of an overhang. Again, we could go right the way down the ship there. So this now, this one here is giving me 63% efficiency, and the one on the other side is probably giving something like 10. Okay. I'm wondering, like, if I hook this up to a monitor, what would it say? I'm curious now, and I'm gonna go get a monitor and find out. Might not be possible. Not everything does hook up to a monitor, but let's see. I chucked a monitor just for now. I just want to, you know, while I'm just testing, pop it there. No, it can't monitor a solar panel. Okay. That's fine. I was just interested. Just, you know, kind of wanted to know a little bit. Now then, have I got any hull left to shape with? I do a little bit. So one thing I'd like to do... I don't know what the best... Okay, we've got the situation here where things are a little bit half blocky. That's okay in this instance because I have smaller blocks that I can use to sort of fill in the gaps. So I'm thinking maybe something like this. Just to kind of bulk out where we've got these crazy looking, they really are crazy looking, that maybe. What are they called? Capacitors. They like proper sticking out, aren't they? Then maybe a larger triangle here. Because I think the ship's been crying for that for ages, but I just haven't had the blocks. And maybe something like... that. And I'm thinking something around the light cruise engines as well, but I just want to mimic this on the other side. So we've got this one here. This one here. On there. What? Now I run out of blocks. Of course I do. I couldn't just finish something, could I? But you get the idea. And that is very sticky out, but it does give me a load of extra reactor capacity, so it's kind of worth having. Just trying to make all these things look nice is kind of a bit of a chore, but it's getting there a bit more. If I had a lot of extra blocks, I'd be able to really shape around this and make it look quite a lot nicer. And then once it was shaped, I'd probably go around it with some decals to try and make it look a little bit less kind of one-dimensional. Okay. How are we doing on the thrusters? Ah, we have just enough now, I think. I'm just gonna give myself a bit of an oxygen top up. Oh yeah, that's already helping so much with this battery bank. That's all completely filling up. Yes, brilliant. Why that's black. Okay, so full oxygen, we're full hydrogen now. That's brilliant. And I forgot what I wanted to do again, because I always do. I feel like I need to sneeze. It's not helping. Helping anyone. Oh yeah, I wanted to get oxygen. I did that just by walking in, so that's fine. I've left the oxygen on at the moment. Right, so this episode, we kind of made the ship a lot nicer. We moved the solar panels. We're gonna try and shape the ship a bit more and maybe pop some decoration and stuff like that on it. I might be able to get around to that, I don't know. Did I put that final thruster on? I thought I had. Yes, I do. Okay. So I want to make that a square one. Make it the right size. And that's going to pop down here. And I'm going to color it the right color. There we are. This is starting to look really cool. There's definitely room for a little bit of something around the light cruise engines. The light cruise engines could also do with being a bit bigger, but I obviously don't have enough sunstone for that. Sunstone's quite a pain to get. But this is what we've got at the moment. This is our flying base. And I quite like it. I quite like it. Obviously, it's not got much detail on it yet. I mean, a lot more hull for that. But now we've got quite a bit more iron, so that's quite nice. Delio Delta there, that's where we're heading. And there's these two moons just to the side. That's where I think I'm going to find the Pyron. Pyron? I think it's Pyron. The red crystals. So I'm kind of relying on trying to be able to see the moons. Again, I'm really struggling with targeting like celestial bodies still. So I'm kind of hoping that as I come up towards this, I'll maybe be able to see a moon. It seems to be the best way to get to like a planet or to get to something is to get to the things that you can target around them. I mean, I might have a look in a second. Once I get kind of over there, I'll have a little look at targeting in general. Getting a lot closer. Now, I don't want to go right to the ring. This is a handy place to top up oxygen. Not that I even slightly need to. I'm going to come out of light cruise here. And out of autopilot as well. We're just going to have a look around and see if we can find these moons. That looks like one. Don't do that. Have a look at the... So, that's a person wanting help. That's a moon. I see any other moons? There's two. There's two moons. How far away are you? 2,000 kilometers. Oh, you know what? Fine. 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 want to, though. I don't want to help them. I've got things to do, but I feel guilty. See how, like, my hydrogen is barely going down? It's brilliant. I love taking space missions. It doesn't take too long anymore, but at the moment, again, I'm getting caught in the gravity of the sun. There's not a lot I can do about that. So I just gotta wait until this thing ticks down. 12. 11. 10. Accept the rescue. 4 minutes to get there. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. We'll be there in like 30 seconds or something. I'm just being a baby. Hey! That looks an awful lot like a moon. That's a very, extremely dark moon. Maybe we could go there and see if that's got any of the red crystals we need. Right, so let's send the O2 and we're done. And I'm sure there was like a moon somewhere that we went just past. Somewhere around here there is a moon. I saw it. There's a moon over there. There's like a really dark moon. Yeah. Right there. There's a moon. We're gonna land on the moon. I'm gonna light cruise there because I'm lazy. I'm not actually sure which moon this is. I would probably say... Oh, there's lots of stuff here. Oh, let's come out of light cruise. What kind of stuff have we got? We see coal. This would be a nice place for my little, my new little oxygen-rich mining ship, wouldn't it? Aha! Red crystals. Yes, yes, yes. This is what we need. Yeah, I apologize for the bits of this where I may like edit this one down and try and take those bits out, even though this is not meant to be like a channel where I do a lot of editing and things. What else have we got here? Coal, coal, coal. Do we have things like iron? I'm just gonna rove over the surface a little bit. Just see what sort of things we've got. That looked like it should have been something. Oh yeah, yeah, we've got iron and everything here. Nice. I'm always short on iron. Very nice. What's that there? That is nothing. But yeah, we are on the moon and we have the stuff. So I'm just going to get out of my seat and we're going to go have a look around. Because I have to do everything myself by hand, including opening and closing. Maybe at some point I will make the opening and closing of doors a bit more automated. But look, it's a moon and it has moon craters. And That's so cool. So what was it called? Pyron? Yeah, it was Pyron. I've been saying it as if it was like totally wrong this whole time. And I was just so totally right. I just tried to paint it purple. I'm trying to mine with my paint gun. Okay. Mining with my paint gun. It's just so much fun. So now we do have some Pyron. 8 shards of it. I shall show you what we can make with it. And this is the great and amazing thing about having a base that flies with you. The great and amazing thing about that. So if I want to make, say, a beam weapon, that would require beam aperture cores times 1. And a beam aperture core requires 4 Pyron shards. So I could make myself 2 beam weapons and I could stick them on the front of the ship just as a bit of an emergency defense. That might take a while. Anything else I want to do to the ship in the meantime? You know, I probably would love to have a bit more hull. Just to play around with, shape the ship with. Got a full power bank now. The difference in the positioning now of the solar panels is huge. So where we are right now, there's probably not a ton of solar being picked up really. We can see, so we're not in complete darkness, but 71%. I think it might be taking an average across both, because when I look at them, so they're overall got pretty, considering they're in facing opposite directions to each other, I've got pretty decent efficiency on them at the moment. So the power wall is very happy. I don't think there's a way for me to, despite the fact that all these cells are linked together, I don't think there's a way for me to like monitor them other than just look at them. This is how much power we have. I think if I look at the entity in general, it says that we've got 205,000 power and the ship is at 100%. So you can see that off the solar panel, but you could probably also see it from the entity here. Let's see, max capacity there, yeah, 205, 200, and we're at 100%. It recharges in 36 seconds. So the solar panels are decent. The amount of energy stored is decent. If we get into a fight and we need our beam weapons, for example, having that power to be able to keep them going is going to be really important. Please don't tell me we're out. Oh, we're out of wood. Darn. So I think what we're going to do is carry on making mining Pyron. I'm going to probably do that for the first part of next episode. Gonna mine some Pyron. And then we're going to go back all the way to the one place that there's wood. I don't even think the ring planet has wood, so I think we literally have to go back to Vexus for wood. So that's what we're going to have to do, go all the way back there. But we did need to come out to space because literally my hydrogen was really, really low on the ship. And so we needed just to come out and basically do a refuel. This is the way I like to refuel. There are other ways. You can get water, a big water tank, and use electrolyzers to make the gas. You can put a big tank on like I do and just go and sit in a cloud. You can also go to space stations and they will kind of fill up bottles of hydrogen for you, I think. And I think you can maybe dock your ship and directly fuel up at a space station. Not 100% certain on that one. I like the gas clouds. They're easy to do. The other thing that you can do is there are these fueling stations in space and you can say, hey, fuel me up. I don't think they directly put them into a tank. I think they might just give you bottles or something. And then you have to put them into the tank. Or I think it might actually just directly give you hydrogen into your inventory that you've then got to try and put into bottles and put into the tank or something. But that's a bit of a faff compared to just going, hey, I'll just go sit in this cloud. Oh, my ship is fueled. I think that my way is the best and easiest way so far that I've found. But anyway, that was sort of the precursor to me wrapping up the episode there, because I really do feel that we're getting to a really good point. I want to make these energy weapons. I want to make quite a few of them. So we want to do quite a big, good Pyron mining run. Make quite a lot of nice, tasty beam weapons. And then I want to try and maybe arm this ship a little bit. And I'll show you how to do that. How to do that simply. How to just get a very simple couple of turrets that you can just shoot. That's not too difficult to do. But then there's all sorts of other little tricks and tips about making like arms to put them on. And then you can make them automatically sort of look where you're looking and all that sort of thing. And you can then put them on a space base and arm the base, and space station and arm the space station so that the pirates can't come and get your space station and things like that. But I think that's all for the future, and I think this game can be very overwhelming if you don't take it one step at a time. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go from easy to more difficult, and then hopefully we'll all be okay and our brains won't explode. So let's hope that won't happen. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I can let you know when videos are out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.